Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I am, as always, your host, the Ramedy, and as you see, we are here back in today, the Space Engineers. Before I started the recording for today, I have done a little bit of the minings, specifically so that I could get us quite a lot of the irons. I wanted to go find some of the irons. I also needed a little bit more of the silicons, some of the golds. I needed more of the cobalts. So just yeah, in general, I have been doing some of the mining for us, just getting us prepared to go ahead and build our first large spacecraft. And that was kind of the goal. If you remember, we were aiming at building the large spacecrafts. So before I move on here in the menus, you see that I am currently right now making quite a lot of the interior plates. I am just kind of on the assumption that I'm going to need, roughly 10,000 of those plates. So I'm making that. You see, I've already done it with the steel plates. We're going to need more of those, I'm afraid. I've made 5,000 of the construction components. We're going to need more of those, I'm afraid. But just in general, I'm kind of getting us ready down here to go ahead and start making many of these things. So you see, I have gone ahead and I have queued up 1,000 of the thruster components. I told you that we are needing many of those things for the large ships. A single small thruster on a large ship is going to take 80 of those components. A large thruster, of which we're probably going to need at least 2, is going to take 960. So basically 1,000 of the thruster components. And I have these loaded up here so that we can go ahead and look. We can see currently what I have available to us. We have plenty of the resources now. I have more of the gold ores, so that is kind of the limiting factor for right now. I have much more of the gold ores over here in the inventory as the next thing up after we finish up with the platinums. I'm purposely doing the silicons for right now because silicon is the primary use for me now is going to be the bulletproof glass. We're going to need more of that, so that's why we are crunching on the silicons here. But I think what we're going to do, we're going to up the ante. We're going to go ahead and do 3,000 of these thruster components. That may or may not be enough for the ship. I think 4,000 is really going to be where we're going to end up. So I tell you what, we go ahead and do that 4,000 since we have some gold here not too far off. We'll go ahead and move that into. I tell you what, we go ahead and do it now. We do the golds now because yeah, we're going to need it in the very near futures. I guess actually we have overshot our cobalt that we have conveniently. I do have some more of the cobalts down here. Let's take our silicons and let's go ahead and move our silicons as much as we can up into there. And we move the rest of the silicons down here next to the magnesiums and the gravels and all that kind of thing. What did we say we need after the gold? We're going to need to do cobalts, I think. Yeah, so we move the cobalt here to the front. We go ahead and do that. So we just start crunching on the cobalt after that. We do the silicon. Yeah, so this is in good shape, I think. So yeah, that's just kind of overview of what we're going to do. However, we have one last task that we have to complete first before we can go ahead and get started on our large ship, and that is that we need a building ship. Now, this is not a necessity. You know, this is not something that we absolutely must have. This is just kind of a personal preference type of thing. For the large projects, I prefer to go ahead and do those large projects from the comfort of a ship. And also the building ship, they're going to make the building go a little bit quicker than the others. Also just kind of long run, long term, we're going to want kind of a builder and a grinder ship. Those are just that make it kind of versatile. What I'm thinking about it, we're going to go add some metal grids over here, I do think. And also while we're here, I guess we go ahead and clean the inventory. So the assembler here being a little bit finicky, not transferring the items over like I wanted to, so it's been a little bit manual, but that's okay. That's okay for right now. Real quick stop here. You see we're operating at 75% energy capacity. This is entirely off the solar panels. If you look over here in this direction, you notice I have gone ahead and removed our the small reactor up there. I've gone ahead and removed him. So we are now entirely operating off of our solar panels, which is pretty nice. So, but yeah, let's get to the fun stuff here. Let's do the small ship. We stick him right there. Let's go ahead. Tell you what, what do you think color we want to do for the builder ship here? Why don't we do yellow construction color? Let's go ahead and do a yellow, and we just amp up what we are going to do with the actual color. So let's go ahead and shift this over a little bit. Nice bright yellow ship. I like that. Yes, I do. I like that very much. Let's go ahead to saturation. Let's go ahead and turn him into a nice black. Yeah, I think that's nice. We do a little bumblebee color ship. We did the yellow and the black. I think that'd be nice. So yeah, for this ship, I think what we start off with here, we're going to get this crate right here. We're going to get the large crate. We just stick him right in the middle of this guy. I think we're going to go ahead and turn to the sides. I want the large. Whoops, that's not what I want. What did I forget? I need display for him. Okay, we go get the display. Is what we do. Go over here. We get the display. Let's see. Actually, we bring a couple. I only have 8 of those made. Let's see. Maybe we go ahead and make 25 of those things. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and make maybe 30 more construction. Not construction. We make 30 more of the thruster component. And then since these things take forever to make, we'll just go ahead and we'll add maybe 2,500 of those guys as well. That'd be fine. So I want these large doors. You see the doors here on the either side. I want the large doors to face the left and right because we are going to have to use the large conveyors here. That kind of the necessity. That's what we're going to have to absolutely use. I think. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Oh, I'm not quite sure how I want to think about this. Yeah, you know what? I think we go ahead and do that. I'm going to make these guys the black on either side, and that'd be fine. We purposely leave the no, you know, that's not what I want to do. I remember I made this mistake once before, so we go ahead and we put these tubes on either side here. I'm going to need eventually I'm going to need a little bit of the bulletproof glass for these guys, but we first make sure that they line up. See, this one I did not line up very good. Also, have I made that in the past, so now we line him up nicely. Small tubes on these guys, I actually guess, is what I'm missing. That surprises me a little bit. We need 20 of the tubes, so we go get those things here briefly. Let's get the 20. Here's the small steel tube. We bring them over. Here is 20 of those things. Yeah, that worked fine. So let's build. Yes, there we go. And yes, there we go. Just like that, yeah. Okay, so we're going to have a new block here. Something I'm going to have to go find. I want the large reactor for this guy. There he is. And he is going to go... Oh, that's a gravity generator. That's not what I want. What I wanted was the large reactor. There we go. We put him right here in the middle. As you notice, on this guy, he has small doors. You see the door right there. So we go left and right with him. I could just go front to back. And he just fit. Actually, you know what? That's what we do. We go front to back and he just fits right in. For this guy, we're going to need some grids. It looks like 9 of the grid, 3 of the large tube, 50 of the reactor component. Okay, so we go get those things here. So we need 3 of the large tube. We need 9 of the grid. And now we need 50 of reactor component, of which I have 2,000 made. We need 50 of those guys. Let's go to production. Let's go ahead and make 50 more. Seems reasonable. And then since we're here, let's go ahead, since he's still having problems, we go ahead and clean out that guy like that. Yeah, that do good. Come back over here to large reactor. And now into this guy, we need to put some of the uraniums. So we go ahead and we do that now. We put some of the uranium ingots. I don't know if I have any more uranium. That is interesting. So that tells me that all of the uranium has been sucked up into here, which it looks like it has. So let's go ahead and take 5 from you. We take a 5 from you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and we take a 5 more here, I think. Yeah, so that give us 15 of the ingot. We come over here. No, I turned my jetpack off. Sorry about that. Okay, so I want this little door. And we just drop the uranium here into the large reactor. While we are... Oh, I don't have access to that, so never mind. That is fine. That is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we what we want is these guys right here. We want the doors. That's interesting. Yeah, no, isn't it? That's very interesting. That seems not right, is what that seems. That seems not right. We go ahead and I guess we put the tubes here then, huh? Is that really what we want? No, I'm not convinced that's what we want. We go ahead. Yeah, we go ahead and do this. I think this is right. Yeah, I think this is right. We put you so that you fit on. It does fit onto the guy. Again, I'm missing small steel tubes. Apparently I should have brought some of the tubes with me, but we fixed that right now. We remedy the oversight. Remedy the oversight. That's what we do. We go get him. So I need the small steel tubes. I tell you what, we bring 150 of these guys with us. Since I'm here, I need many more of the construction components, so we go get 235 of that guy. Motor's fine, everything else generally looks like he is in pretty good shape for now, so we just come back here. We finished the conveyors. You know, and this may be expensive solution to something that's not necessary. We may not even need the conveyors there. I don't specifically know the answer to that. Just may be unnecessary. You see here, I go find the welders is what we want. I'm going to go ahead and get the bright yellow for these welders. On either side here, I think that this is probably going to fit out far enough onto this. It looks like they extend out quite a long way. And I just realized a mistake that I have made. I'll show you what that mistake is here. We have put these things on here incorrectly. I need to have the large doors go top and bottom, so we need to go ahead and spin it like this here. This is essential because we're going to have many of the welders here is what we're going to have, and in order to attach to the welders, we have to have the large things, and they require the big doors, so we're going to go ahead and do that. This may be a little overkill. Usually when I build a welding ship, I only use it with 2, maybe 4 of the welders. On this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 6 of the welders. Maybe get a little bit too adventurous, but tell you what, that's okay. What's life with that little adventure? This block now is the proper orientation for us, so we go ahead and fix him. And now what we need, top and bottom, we need the little tube guys here. So we go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Okay. So now I'll fix him. Fix this guy down here. Okay, good. So now what we're going to get is yellow, and we're going to build a number of these welder guys, right, like this. We just put these things here so that we has little guns. 1, 2, and 3. I did not place this guy right. He needs to blow up. 1, 2, and 3. I like that, and I like, no, you bad, I do not like that. There we go. So let's go ahead and fix this thing here. And now let's do the next. And now let's do the next one. So if you're familiar with this thing, we're getting pretty close here to where we want to be. We're getting pretty close to being done. There's only a couple things left that we need to consider. One of them is kind of a long-range type thing. One of them is a kind of a short-range type thing, and we tackled that here. What I need is a little driver's seat, so we go get the cockpit here. I think we go ahead and do the cockpit in black. That seems like it to be pretty good. We just slap that guy here on the front. Missing a little of the glass, so we go get 30 of the bulletproof glass here real quick. I think sounds good. Here's the glass. We go 30 of him. Yep, I like that. It's good. I should have maybe replenished my stock when I was over there, but oh well, that's okay. Perfect. Okay, so you notice that we are pretty close with the ship, and then with our cockpit here, he's pretty close, almost going to ram the nose of the cockpit, but not quite when we are actually building the things. That is a personal preference for me. This is not something that you have to do at all. Ultimately, unless you're driving in the first person, I don't think this really matters. I almost never drive my ships in first person. I always do them in a third person move. So not a large concern for me, but something to maybe keep aware of. You know, maybe keep that on your radar as we build here. So Something that I want to point out is down the road we are going to be connecting all of our little ships to things, and so we like to have our ships as small and contained as we can possibly have. This ship we are going to be connecting onto our large ship in the future at some point. So something that we want to be aware of as we build him is that we need to keep that in mind. We need to be able to hook this guy onto a large vessel, and we're going to do that in kind of a very specific way. It's going to involve the back here just a little bit, but until we tackle that here after a while, it's not really important just yet. What we need to do now, hope I moved around. We need to get our thrusters. Ideally, we're going to have a large ship that is going to kind of fly around everywhere and do the mining for us. We have the little ships that can do the attacking and the building and all that kind of jazz. Generally speaking, I like to have a ship that is pretty versatile. I kind of live on my ship. Not everybody has that thought process, so we tackled that here after a while, but yeah. Okay, so I'm missing apparently the large steel tubes to build these guys, so I need to come over here, and I kind of need to replenish my pots anyway. So we kind of look at what we have, maybe a little more of the steel plates, maybe a couple hundred more of those plates. We're doing pretty good there. I need many of these construction components, so we do, I say 282 of those guys. I think motors is okay, computer display is okay. I'm going to need some of these large tubes to build these, so maybe 20 if that doesn't max out my inventory. It probably looks like here we have maxed out the construction. So we fixed that real quick. We're doing the cobalt, which is immediately pulling the cobalt up into here. I just noticed we're a little close. I have too much of the silicon, so we're going to move, say, 6,000 of the silicons here. Oh, I did not mean to pop out of that. That was silly. What I was talking about is here I was looking at, on the assembler, I was looking at the volume. Because it is producing things, but it's also pulling in the cobalt as the cobalt is made, and we were very close to running out of mass. The volume up here, we were close to running out. So, okay, so I tell you what, building ships is a little bit boring. All I'm going to do is put some of the engines under here, put the beacon into this guy. I do some of that while we off camera, and then I come back when this is ready to kind of rock and roll. We get ready to build the large ship then. So yeah, I thank you for joining me. We come back next episode, and I see you here in just a moment.